Hello, good morning, children. Today we are going to see the book back exercise of great grandmother poem. Second poem, great grandmother. Already we have seen the explanation of this poem. Alan Malley has written and about her great grandmother, that is the third generation. Okay, we have seen and I have done the poem analysis also. So, great grandmother poem analysis and one more thing, before writing your classwork you should start with the new words and hard words. Okay, after finishing this you can start with the book back exercise, and that is the question answers. Okay, so today we'll see the glossary. Yellowing, discolored, getting old. White paper turns yellow after a long period. Misted, dimmed. Stern, strict. Frank, straightforward. Recognize, understand, identify, find. Okay. Comprehension, Roman letter 1. See, I have given only the answers because the side I have given the picture. Page number 29. Take page number 29. In that, Roman letter 1. Answer the following questions in 2 or 3 sentences each. So, we'll go through the question answers. I hope everybody can see this. Okay. First question. What has happened to the photograph? Why? What has happened to the photograph? Why? Answer is, the photograph is yellowing and misted over by time. The photograph is yellowing and misted over by time. Already we have seen white paper turns yellow after a long period. Or you can write still more elaborated. The photograph is yellowing and misted over by time. It has been old. It is getting old. The white paper turns yellow after a long period. Either of the answers you can write. What expression does the poet read in the eyes of his grandmother? When looking at the eyes, what the poet is saying. Take page number 28. Now, see the poem and answer the questions. See this fifth line. See here. It is frank and serious look. Her eyes are stern, but they can laugh too. Take page number 28. See the lines which I have read just now. So the answer is, her eyes are stern, S-T-E-R-N, spelling mistake, S-T-E-R-N, stern, but they can laugh too. But they can laugh too. Describe the poet's great grandmother as she appears in the photograph. So, describe the poet's great grandmother. How she is. So, the poet is saying, her looks are frank and serious. Her eyes are stern. Her hair is pulled back tightly in a bun. She wears no jewelry and wears a black dress. The followed lines in the poem, page number 28. After this fourth line, you can see the answer is here. Okay. So, the answer is describing the great grandmother appearance. So, how the poet is saying, her looks are frank and serious, her eyes are stern, her hair is pulled back tightly in a bun. She wears no jewelry and wears a black dress. Coming to fourth question. Did the poet know her personally? Why? Which line suggests this? So, the question is whether the poet know her personally and why and which line is that. So, the poet don't know her personally. So the answer is no. No, the poet didn't know her personally because he was born after her death, because she is the poet is the third generation. So already the great grandmother have passed away. So that's why he don't know about her personally. But the other line is there. See here. Below that, she wears no jewelry. See that next line. I never knew her. I never knew her. Yet I recognize myself in her. So in page number 28 in that poem, it is written that the line, you can write that line. I never knew her, yet I recognize myself in her. Fifth one, she looks out at me. What does this opening line of the poem means? She looks out at me. See, when you take picture, when the hanging picture, always when your grandmother, whatever it is, either it is a spiritual images, you can see that they are looking at you. Yes or no? Like that, the poet also watching that she looks at me. So the poet feels that his grandmother is looking out at him. That is, she is seeking him. That she is seeking him. Pick out the word from the poem which means that the photograph is old. You can answer this. Immediately the second line. Okay, from the yellowing photograph, misted over by time. Okay, yellowing, misted on and by time, these words tell that the photograph is old. Seventh question. What were the feelings that the poet experienced when he looked at the photograph of his great grandmother? The poet felt that, may my great grandmother feel as close to me as I now do to her. So, what the poet is telling, the poet also wanted to be close. Okay, he is feeling close to her. So, the last two lines is the answer for seventh question. The poet felt that, may my great grandchildren feel as close to me as I do to her. So, how the poet is feeling towards her great grandmother, like that the poet's third generation, that is children's children should feel the same with him, towards him. So that's what the poet feels. Okay, move on to the next page. Take page number 30. page number 30. Roman letter 2. Answer the following questions. Yet I recognize myself in her 3 generations later. So the question is, what does the word recognize means in this context? Actually, recognize means understand, identify, find. But in this context, what is the word recognize means? The word recognize means understand and identify himself with his grandmother. So explain the term 3 generation. So 3 generation means poet's children is there. That is second generation. That children's grandchildren is third generation. Do you understand? See, if you are there, your father is there, your father's father is there. That is your grandfather. Your grandfather's father is your great grand, that is third generation, great grandfather. Okay. Second one. What feelings or thoughts run in the poet's mind as he looks at the photograph of his great grandmother? So the answer is, the poet feels that his grandmother is looking out at him. He feels close to her, though he never knew her. He is able to recognize himself in her. He wishes that may his grandchildren feel as close to him as he then did to his own grandmother. Third question. What picture do you get about the great grandmother of the poet? We come to know that the great grandmother had a frank and serious look. Her eyes are stern, but they could laugh too. Her hair is pulled back in a tight bun. She is wearing a black dress and wears no jewelry. Okay. Roman letter 3, appreciation. Which line in the poem do you like? Say why. So this is your homework. You should find out which line you like in this poem. She looks out at me from the yellowing photograph, misted over by time. It is a frank and serious look. Her eyes are stern, but they can laugh too. Her hair is pulled back tightly in a bun. And on her black dress, she wears no jewelry. I never knew her, yet I recognize myself in her. 3 generations later, may my great grandchildren feel as close to me as I now do to her. So, which line do you like? Say that why you like that line. Okay, write in your own words. Second question. Attempt a description of your mother or grandmother or great grandmother. Okay, so you can write few sentences like this about your grandmother. Okay, either your grandmother, if you know about your great grandmother, you can ask your grandmother about her mother and then you can write it down. Okay, thank you children. Meet you in the next class.